3 days until Christmas, and what would be a better way to dig a little deeper into your faith than a Bible study today? Hello and welcome to day 22 of Bible Study to Christmas, a series where we go through scriptures daily in order to dig a little deeper into our faith this festive season. Now, I know you're probably thinking, what happened to day 21? I thought I filmed ahead, but I didn't. So here's day 22. I'm not going to beat myself up too much about it. Yeah, if you're new to this series, hi, my name's Michelle, and I make a variety of videos, mainly focusing on my daily life as a technical theatre student, but as of recently, some faith-based content as well. You might know already that this week we are going through our last topic of Christ will return, and if you haven't seen the previous videos of the previous topics, make sure to go check those out. They will either be linked above or below. Warning, I am by no means a theology or biblical expert. The things that I say in my videos are purely just my perception of what I'm reading, along with guidance from sources that I find. So now that all that babbling is over, I hope I covered everything, but grab your Bibles and let's go. So today we will be reading Revelations chapter 3 verses 15 to 22. I know all the things you do that are neither hot nor cold. I wish that you were one or the other, but since you are like lukewarm water, neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out from my mouth. You say, I am rich, I have everything I want, I don't need a thing. And you don't realize that you are wretched and miserable, and poor and blind and naked. So I advise you to buy gold from me, gold that has been purified by fire. Then you will be rich. Also buy white garments from me so that you will not be shamed by your nakedness, and ointment for your eyes so that you will be able to see. I correct and discipline everyone I love. So be diligent and turn from your indifference. Look, I stand at the door and knock. If you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in, and we will share a meal together as friends. Those who are victorious will sit with me on my throne, just as I was victorious and sat with my Father on his throne. Anyone with ears must listen to the Spirit and understand what he is saying to the churches. So this extract is talking about a very well-known lesson that you may have heard before about being lukewarm for Jesus. So let's dig a little deeper. Verse 15 brings up this theme of lukewarm Christians that are just simply in the middle. Now, this message was specifically aimed towards the church of Laodicea. I think that's how you say it. I could be wrong. But these people would have easily understood this metaphor because the water that they were drinking was neither hot nor cold. So they would have also been like, ew. What Jesus wants for them is just to stop trying to please the world and Jesus and just sitting on the fence when things get rough. For some context, the Laodicean church was known as a democratic church, and they had the system of mob rule, so it was swayed by popular opinion and human desire. And I don't know about you, but I think that is just a recipe for disaster. See, they put their trust and emphasis on material prosperity and physical things, and they felt wealthy as if they didn't need anything spiritually. But in fact, they were actually blind to everything that they were lacking. And in this description, there's such a vast contrast between what they saw and what Jesus saw. According to verse 17, they were wretched, naked, miserable, poor, and blind. Then verses 18 to 20 explains what Jesus wants the church of Laodicea to do. Ultimately, he wants them to receive from him and only him. And when they do that, they will in fact be rich spiritually. They will have a pure covering like the white garments that he uses, and their eyes will be anointed, and they will be able to gain this spiritual insight. Despite this church's shortcomings, Jesus still loves them, and because he loves them, he wants to tell them what they are doing wrong so that they can also grow. And once again, He's giving them this invitation. He's knocking at their door. So many people in this day and age would say that God and Jesus are very overpowering, pushy, and controlling. But verse 20 kind of proves this whole ideology wrong. Jesus, being as powerful as he is, could have very easily forced his way into our lives. But because we have the freedom of choice, it's outside the door, waiting to be let in, so that we can make the conscious decision to let him into our lives. And if we open the door, he will come into our lives and do the things that he promises. So, what can we learn from this extract? I don't know about you, but this world and the environment that we are placed under can be very hostile and judgmental at times. And it's very, very easy to become lukewarm for Jesus because we want to please the world. We don't want to offend people. We don't want to hurt them. We would rather risk our relationship with Jesus instead. All this stuff happens without us even realizing that we do it. Many of us have just enough religion in us to satisfy our spiritual needs and to say that we're a Christian. We maybe go to church once a week, and that's about all we know of Jesus. And on the contrary, we may fall into the world's desires and our personal desires. We become spiritually blinded to things that are harmful to us and the people around us as well, just to be popular and avoid judgment. But I think now, more than ever, it's important that we don't become lukewarm. We need to have this fire in us for Jesus, because while democracy is an important factor in politics, we cannot have uneducated and desiring opinions influencing our religion. As followers of Jesus, we must expect that we won't always be perfect because we are human, once again. And sometimes we're gonna have to change our ways. It's like your parents reprimanding you for doing something bad and saying you need to change your ways, babes. But it's not because they don't like you or they dislike their own child. It's because they want you to grow and they want you to become a better person. Just because Jesus may not agree with some of our ways, it doesn't mean that he doesn't love us. And the thing is, he's always patiently waiting and knocking on our door for us to make the conscious decision to let him into our lives. He's not forcing himself on us, and he's allowing us to play a role in this spiritual relationship as well. If we're not willing to let him in, we will never see changes spiritually, emotionally, physically, so on and so forth. We are going to go through difficult times where we may blame him or shove him out, but time and time again, he will always be patiently waiting for us to hear his voice, because he will always return. Thank you so much for sitting through this video and Bible study with me. I really hope that it touched you in some way and that you learned something from it. Please subscribe to stay tuned for these last few little videos in this series and hopefully future content to come. And also comment any questions or even points that you would like to add. I would love to hear your perspectives. And finally, comment your favorite verse or point from this video as well. Have a beautiful and blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow for day 23 of Bible study to Christmas. Bye!